Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Hey everybody, welcome to a really special edition of Freed on Business for International Women's Month. We're going to be profiling one of the most important women that I've ever had in my life. That's my mom, Lolly Green. Hey Mom, how you doing?
Wonderful, thank you. Everything's good.
Yeah, well, thank you. You know, I start every day with an 8 o'clock call to my mom. That's the way my day starts. And she always answers the phone. She's always all sparkly and upbeat. And that's the way I kick off the energy for every one of my days. Mom, thank you so much for always being there every morning. You're the best.
Thank you.
So we're going to ask Mom a lot of questions. We'll ask her what she's seen over the years change as far as women in business. Mom used to be a realtor. Well, I guess she started out as mom, right?
Oh yes, that was the first job. The first job as
mom.
mom.
And then you went to realtor and then used car salesman. So there's all kinds of things in there. Mom and I are going to talk about all the things that we've seen as I honor the women of the world today by interviewing my mom, Lolly Green. We'll be back at it right as soon as we sell some cars. That's right, Mom, we're going to sell cars just like
Yay!
Yeehaw, Mr. Mendoza. Oh, yeah, you heard me talking about my mom and how she used to sell cars. So I know what it's like to really be working with a tremendous auto dealership. And that's what we've got with Warren Henry. I want to give a special shout out to the international women's person, the woman that we work with, the person that we work with that happens to be a woman. At Warren Henry, I want to thank Samantha Jacobson so much for being our connect point to Warren Henry. She's a tremendous partner, just like Maytal Stark and the other ladies at Warren Henry. They've always been so tremendous to us. They treat us with kindness and respect. And when you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you check out Warren Henry. Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar at 151st and Biscayne. Up in Gainesville, they sell Audis. Down in the Keys, they sell all their great cars. What do those cars have in common? Well, besides being great cars, they all come with the Warren Henry advantage. That's a long list of complimentary services that Warren and his team have worked to put together to make your ownership experience even better. It includes, of course, complimentary loaner if your car's in for service, all the way through to giving you polish up your rims if you scratch them up, to replace your key. That's expensive if you lose your key. My favorite is they guarantee the price you're going to get for your used cars. Tremendous. You also guarantee that the price you're going to get from them is the best price. It's the best price guarantee. And if all else fails, you get 3 days to return your car. Guess what? You won't return your car. It's a tremendous car. I want to thank them, especially Diego, for working with my wife and I on our brand new QX60. It's tremendous. Make sure to go check it out at the Warren Henry dealership. Remember, always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
It's time to stop the hate and spread some love. You are beautiful, you're smart, you are awesome, and you never have to change for anybody. You have the voice and you have the power. We are so much stronger when we come together. It's your choice, so choose to be inspired. Choose to be accepting, be strong, be brave, be awesome, be daring, be kind. Choose kindness.
Today, I think I'm running that commercial just for my mom. That's the way she does every single day. Remember, today we're going to be profiling my mom in honor of all the women out there. This is the first woman in my life. Of course, my premier woman today is Vivian. Mwah, I love you, Vivian. Hey, and remember, give me a call if you need some help with your real estate. I've got access to some of the best family office money, the best Wall Street money, creative real estate funds, and of course, personal lenders extraordinaire. If you're looking to fund your residential deal, I can help you with that. Multifamily deal, no problem. Industrial, no problem. Retail office, got money for that too. What does it all distill down to? It all distills down to everybody's qualified who you're going to work with. You're going to work with the person that you like and respect, that likes and respects you back. And of course, that person has to add value as well. So reach out to me, find out how we can work together. And remember, whenever you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
I'm honored today to be interviewing my mom. It's something that I really don't think that we've done recently, at least. We did it a few years ago. And we're going to interview my mom for International Women's Day because my mom has really seen it all as a mom, as a woman growing up during the war years in post-war Midwest. Mom, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, Mom, you've seen it all. You grew up as a little girl in Chicago in the mid-40s and 50s. We won't tell exactly how old you are because we're courteous to the ladies on the show here. But things have really changed. You grew up as a doctor's daughter. What's the difference between the life that you and your mom led in Chicago and the life that you see the more modern lady or the ladies living in modern times today? What's a couple of the big changes you've seen?
Well, without doubt, the technology has been the biggest change for everybody. And I think the whole world is completely different now than it was when I grew up and others who grew up during the years when there was no technology. People did things in a very simple way. We didn't think about it that way, but it was simple. And we just did things today you think of as manually. You didn't have any GPS, to tell you where you're going. You just went.
Well, that's called a map and directions, Mom.
Yeah,
and that's what
right.
and it's crazy because I use the GPS now. Living where I do, it could be making the wrong turn could cost you a half hour. So technology really does help in that regard. How has being a woman evolved? When you were growing up, and even when I was growing up, the saying was a woman's place is in the home. Boy, has that changed. Or has it?
Yeah, well, I really wasn't prepared as a young lady to go to work. I was prepared to be a mother and stay at home, but circumstances evolved and it was necessary for me to go out to work. And the first thing I tried to do was to be a real estate agent. It seemed like something I could do, and it was. And I did it for some period of years because I had to sustain my family at that time and earn a living and still keep the home fires burning.
Well, I think it's really important to point out there that what had occurred at that point was that your husband had gotten sick and you needed to go out and go from being a doctor's daughter to being the breadwinner in about an hour and a half.
Right. That's right. I skipped that part, but yes, that's what happened. And the change was gigantic for me to enter into the world of business. I'm totally unprepared, by the way.
How did you feel emotionally about that when you went to work for the first time? It was pretty different. Well, how'd you feel?
Well, it's very intimidating. It's you're going into what you call a man's world, and you're kind of stretching your arms out and trying to enfold everything that you can do and do the things the best way that you know how, which you don't have any basis. And they do give you a course in real estate. It's a brief course to get you prepared so that you at least know the technological things about real estate. But the practical things, you had to put your thinking cap on and just go from there.
Were the people surrounding you supportive of your efforts, the folks in the office, the people in the community, or did they say you were nuts for trying to go get a job?
No, I think at the time, the people I worked with were all women. The agents that were in the office were women. at that time. The brokers were men, and the salespeople were women, and we all supported one another, and it was pretty, pretty friendly environment. And I was happy to do it. I like people. It's a people business. You're dealing with people, and you're helping them to get a home. That was, for me, that was a wonderful feeling to feel a success and get paid for it, and also do something to help people. So I
Well,
liked it a lot.
well, there you go. We have something in common. We both feel good when we help people, and the other thing is that by doing that, you were able to really help a lot of people. I remember everybody from a Florida Highway Patrol person to folks buying their starter homes or second homes or in the right neighborhoods. And again, I want to point out that very early on, um, you were out there working as a woman. Now, was there pushback from the community? Or were there, I remember at the time Mary Tyler Moore was coming on. It was starting to be more in vogue for women to be in the community. You had Julia on, so you had another woman working in the community as a nurse. So it started to come out to be in the community. And then were there any women that were in leadership roles in the real estate industry at that point? If I recall correctly, there was a Rose and Rose, weren't they, ladies?
Yeah, well, there were some people who were, because they were some of the family businesses where the women in the family ran them. Yes, there was opportunities in real estate for women to do almost anything. And, it was a good field for me to be in. And I enjoyed it when I was in it. It was a little bit difficult because the hours were long and things would happen on weekends that interfered with my family, being with my children when I wanted to. But as far as working in the office, the people supported one another, and they were very helpful.
Now, you learned something there that you've transmitted to me, and that's about the word activity. Tell me a little bit about the word activity, Mom.
Oh, if you want to get things going, all you have to do is be active. Sometimes you go in the office and your desk is blank. There's nothing there. There's a calendar and there's nothing on it or whatever.
Ouch.
But as soon as you pick up a phone, or as soon as you do something to get connected to anybody, it didn't matter who, you'd get leads that you never expected. And of course, people would stop in the office occasionally too. But you had to make a lot of cold calling and pay attention around your neighborhood to anything you could find that appeared to be something for sale, like we called them FISBO. A FISBO is a for sale by owner,
Yeah,
and you try
the
to
red and
knock
black
on the
sign.
door.
Yeah, the red and black signs. The realtors love calling on those.
Yeah, well, that's how you get some connection to people, and explain to them that you could help them. And sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't. But at least you were busy doing activity, and activity brings results. That's the basic bottom line. If you sit at the desk and do your fingernails or something, that's not going to do any good. You have to, kind of push yourself to do something active.
Now, you also were involved in the community. We're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. We're going to sell a couple of cars, which you taught me how to do. And then we'll be right back with more beautiful love and insightful comments from my mom, Lolly Green. Mr. Mendoza, rock it. Oh, I'm just taking notes. How do you ask your mom questions? Oh my gosh, this is so tremendous. Hey, one of the things we're doing is we're profiling National Women's Month, and we're talking about my family as a beautiful family that I'm associated with, and that's the Zinn family. I want to commend all the ladies in the Zinn family. High five to Courtney, and all the ladies in the Zinn family that make the Zinns all do what they can do. Larry, thank you so much. Warren, love you. Abe, high five. I'll see Abe and Larry at Supercar Saturday this weekend. It's going to be great out there at the Pembroke Lakes Mall. We have the best time. It's tremendous. It's a great family event. Hey, you know what else is great? Buying a car or leasing a car from Warren Henry. You know why? Because whenever you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can, just like in regular business. That's why I have to check out Warren Henry, Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. They're all great cars, and they all come with, you got it, the Warren Henry Advantage. What is that, you say? Well, that's the whole long list of services that you get when you buy your car, besides becoming a member of the Warren Henry family, which has great value in and of itself from a personal and social basis. My mom, she goes to Warren Henry too. Hey, you also get a great car. You get the advantages. The advantages include the loaner car. You get your wheels polished if you scratch them up. They replace your key. They make sure you get a great price for your used car. Make sure you get a great price on your new car. You get 72 hours to return your car if you don't like it. Nobody does that. They love their car. So join me, my mom. Yeah, that's right. My mom. She drives a Warren Henry car. My beautiful wife, Vivian, who just got her brand new QX60 Infiniti. Oh my gosh, what a great car. Always the best price. Always the best service. Always Warren Henry.
Hey, this is Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated. You know, a lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. We are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
Carlson and her team of marketing experts, another group of moms and ladies that really do make a great impact on my life. Thank you so much to Rebecca and Christy for all the great help that they give me every day. And remember, call me if you're looking to do a real estate deal. Reach out to me, DM me, text me. Oh yeah, I work with some of the biggest and best families in town. Can't name them, but you can guess who they are. Look around town, look at the skyline. My hand's all over it. Mr. Mendoza secretly puts a lot of the deals that I've done in those videos that we do. And remember, if you're looking to change the skyline, give me a call. I've got great capital. $150 million deal, no problem. And I'm helping a friend close his $1.5 million home loan too. So it's a whole range of things, but the thing that it has in common is that it's always about you. That's right. Oh, it tricked you, Mr. Mendoza. Didn't finish just yet. But remember, reach out to me. DM me. Why? Here it comes, Mr. Mendoza. Because when you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, for International Women's Week or Month or whatever it is, it's a lot of really good high fives to the ladies. We're profiling my mom, Lolly Green, who's seen it all, and she's one tough lady. Hey, Mom, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, we talked about how you were a mom and a daughter, then a college student, then a mom, then a real estate agent. Then you went into cars. How come you picked cars?
I needed a car, like everybody. I needed a car at the time. And I walked into this dealership and I talked to somebody and they tried to discourage me at first, but I was very persistent. And I guess that persistence was a quality they were looking for anyway. And eventually I broke down his reluctance and he said, oh, well, all right. And he would allow me to go through the so-called training period. And I didn't just sell used cars. I sold new ones and I sold trucks, which when I started, I didn't know a thing about trucks. I didn't know one truck from another, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything. Oh, and the other thing, I never drove a stick shift, a manual shift. And they male, everyone else was men around me. They made so much fun of me because I didn't know how to do that. So if you make fun of me, you better know I'm going to learn it. And of course I did. So I mastered it. I became a very high functioning, high sales results person at the dealership, and nobody made fun of me after that. They were jealous, if anything else. That's it.
Yeah, well, we talked about how it was tough hours when you were a real estate person. It was even tougher with the auto stuff, but you still found time to do things like going to breakfast every Sunday with me and at the time my girlfriend Vivian. So it was really nice. We were able to build a nice family rapport with that. And then finally, you got out of the cars and you went into what you really love, which is helping people and social work. How'd you make the transition from selling cars to social work?
Oh, what happened? Sales are funny. Sales are kind of repetitive. You make a sale and then you're just down again, up again, down again, and it just repeats over and over and over. And I said I have to do something a little more challenging to myself, but I said I needed a degree to do it. And I was close. I never finished college when I was at the University of Michigan. I had about 3 years of college, but I never finished. So I went back. I went to Barry University and then to FIU to get my master's degree. So I kind of, got myself all bolstered up and ready to do the social work job. It was a big change. And I picked something that I had a son who wasn't well, Jim's brother, and he had mental illness. So I went into the psychiatric social work area, and that was what I specialized in. And I worked in agencies doing a lot of things, outreach in the community. I worked with Daniela Levine Cava, who's now the mayor. And that was just one agency. I worked at the Jewish Federation Agency as a therapist, a psychotherapist. I did a lot of different things with my social work degree.
Now, things change. COVID came. You were working in a hospital. You were an at-risk person. And so we entered the next phase of your life. And you and I spent a couple of years isolating.
Right, right. That was something I never anticipated. Here's the thing. I got used to working, and work was something I really cherished and enjoyed. I had a whole cadre of friends. I was working for about 20 years with the staff at Mount Sinai Hospital, and I knew all the friends were there. I didn't want to leave them. But once this COVID thing came about in March of 2020, when the what hit the fan about it, there was no way I was going to go back into that arena because it was very threatening for someone, with my age to go back into that. I decided this has got to be a sign that I'm supposed to stop. So I stopped. And that was kind of devastating. And of course, I felt like a hermit because I was at home almost all the time, to try to avoid catching COVID. And then
Yes.
as things eased up, I began going back to the Jewish Community Center it's called the MAR, M-A-R. It's the Russell in Aventura. And they have a very fine cultural program as well as physical exercise. And it's stimulating and it's important for people, seniors like myself, to be socially involved and also to physically have exercise. So I became involved there. And the latest thing I did was I decided to take up painting, which is, I said, if Grandma Moses can do it, I can certainly do it. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm really having fun. It's wonderful.
Now, during the pandemic, you had the next generation added to the family. You are now a great grandma.
Oh yes, oh yes, yes, that's true.
You went up there to visit your great grandson in Atlanta, and you got to see multiple generations up there. What are some of the things that you share with your granddaughters and your daughter? Some of the secrets to having a happy life that you've been able to achieve that you like to share with them?
Well, I don't really believe too much in what you say. I believe in what you do. So I try to set an example. At this stage of the game, my example lies in the field of cooking for the most part because that's something everybody enjoys. They like to eat the results. And I usually go there on what's an important Jewish holiday. So there's special dishes I prepare, and the kids enjoy that, and they look forward to when I come because there's always something good to eat when they come home from school. Well, now they're bigger; they're going to college, so that's kind of a new environment for the kids. They just started going to university this year. But,
Now,
go ahead.
what keeps you motivated to keep on doing stuff?
Oh, I don't know. It's just a personal style, I guess. When you're a busy person or a person who likes to be busy, you want to continue being busy, certainly as long as you can. Of course, when you get older, you have some limitations because you can't walk as fast or you're not as strong as you were before. You can't lift real heavy things and so on. But, you limit yourself to do the things you can do. And I try to do that. Oh, and I didn't even mention in my condo, I've been on I am the president of the condo, but I've been on the condo board since 2008, which was the year when there was some fiscal trouble, and I took over that position, and we had to bring the condo back into fiscal wellness. They were not healthy at that time financially. So, that's been a project that I've been doing since 2008. That's a long time.
That's tremendous. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some of the bromides and thoughts that that you give on a regular basis, affirmations and things like that, so we can surround ourselves with some good positive energy and learn some lessons from you, Grandma Lolly. So everybody should stick with us, and we're going to sell some more cars, and then we'll be right back. I always lose myself in those aerials looking for new properties to do, redevelop, buy, and stuff like that, because that's what I do. What my friends at Warren Henry do is provide you with tremendous automotive service, vehicles, and a great family experience. I'll be seeing all my friends from Warren Henry out at the Supercar Saturday this weekend. Hopefully you can join me. Remember, when you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can, and that's why you have to check out Warren Henry. Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar, they're all great cars, and they all come with the Warren Henry advantage. Up in Gainesville, they sell Audis. They sell the Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar up at 151st and Biscayne. Down in the Keysville, they sell everything down there. So no matter what you want, whatever car you want, you're going to want to get it at Warren Henry. Remember, they all come with that Warren Henry advantage. That means you get complimentary service loaner. You get your keys replaced if you lose them. Those are expensive. You get the rims buffed up if you scratch them up. Everybody scratches up their rims. And remember, they'll guarantee you're getting a great price. They'll guarantee you're getting a great price for your trade-in. And you'll get 72 hours to make sure you like your car. And guess what? You will. Nobody ever trades back their car. They love their car. You get 72 hours. And if you don't like it, they'll take it back. But it doesn't happen. Nobody turns it back. So join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian, and lots of my friends. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
It's time to stop the hate and spread some love. You are beautiful, you're smart, you are awesome, and you never have to change for anybody. You have the voice and you have the power. We are so much stronger when we come together. It's your choice, so choose to be inspired. Choose to be accepting, be strong, be brave, be awesome, be daring, be kind. Choose kindness.
All right, everybody. And remember, reach out to me. I help a lot of the families in town, a lot of the real estate operating companies in town execute their business plans. I've done a lot of multifamily finance, pref equity, stretch construction loans, all kinds of great stuff. I can help you get financed all the way to the top of your capital stack with ease, and I can make sure that you're matching up with some tremendous companies as well. So DM me, call me. Residential, commercial, office, industrial, I can help you with everything. And remember, whenever you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, we're on, and it's International Women's Week, Women's Month. Yesterday was Women's Day. I'm on with my favorite my mom, Lolly Green. Hey, Mom, how you doing?
Excellent.
We've been talking about the arc of change that women have seen in the while that my mom's been around. She grew up in the 40s and 50s, raised me and my brother and sister in the 60s, and really went out on her own in the 70s and worked in real estate, sold new and used cars, did social work, and today she's the president of her condo and does artwork. Mom, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Now, we've talked a little bit about one of your bromides, that activity always brings good business. Let's say somebody's not really feeling 100% about themselves. They're not feeling good. What advice would you give somebody who's struggling that, really hasn't necessarily found themselves, but wants to continue to push forward?
Well, there are certain sayings that we call them positive affirmations that you can use, and you can post them on your mirror. You can, put them in your wallet on a little index card and pull it out when you need it or whatever. That's kind of a boost it's a boost to help you. And if you say something positive, you feel positive. People don't realize that. But the things we say is called self-talk. When we say things to ourselves, if you tell yourself, I'm tired, I'm weak, I'm miserable, any of that stuff, that's how you're going to feel. So people don't realize that can make a difference. If you say to yourself, things are looking up, I'm moving forward with my life, my goals are becoming clear and I'm moving towards them, anything that's a positive statement. And if you say that to yourself, that's the way you're going to feel. Otherwise, the opposite can take over, and then you can't really function well. It's really important. It sounds minimal, but it's really a big deal.
So here's a card with some positive things and some things that you said, and we all make choices. This one's about making choices. And one says I have, which is a plus, and one is a minus, which is a need. You go over love, and I choose to smile, not to cry or frown. I choose to speak gently, not to curse angrily. I'm still working on that. What have I had this thing for 20 years?
That's a tough
I accept
one, yeah.
myself and others. That's not easy. Feeling jealous and criticizing and judging, that's the bad thing. Then I choose to laugh. I choose not to complain. Oh, this is great stuff. I choose to feel fulfilled. I choose not to feel empty or lacking or needy. And here's the last one. This is a good one. I choose to see beauty around me, and I choose not to focus on dirt or ugliness. This is great stuff, Mom.
Yeah, where'd you get that?
You sent it to me.
Oh my goodness, how about that?
You sent it to me 1,000 years ago. I have it right next to the card that my sister sent me that says, oops, what does that say? Well, you know what that says. So really what you did, Mom, was you created a beautiful family environment, even though you were working your buns off. First in real estate, not home in really, really great hours, and then in cars, never home, weekends and everything. But you still created a wonderful environment for us to grow up. And, now you've got your granddaughter. Your granddaughter, you should feel really good about, is working for one of the big international real estate development firms. I'm really happy about that. What do you tell the young women in today's world when they want to go forward and work in what you've already described as a man's world?
Well, you really have to just have trust in yourself and self-confidence, because if you don't have it, no one's going to give it to you. You might as well close the door. I mean, you have to go out of the door with your feet moving one after the other and just moving forward. And you'll find that there'll be people that'll cross your path that will be helpful, supportive, interested, friendly. Those are the people you want to have around you. And if there's people that are negative or trying to tell you that you cannot do this, or this is not for you, you're not good enough, or whatever, those are people you want to discard from your life. And that's very important, because when people are surrounded by positive energy, they feel invigorated, they feel happy. It helps. And if you're with people that are what we call downers, it's quite the opposite. And you'll find that out very quickly.
Well, I always like to say that I surround myself with the experts and I listen to their opinions. And I also say that the secret to resiliency is to surround yourself with people that believe in you. It sounds like I might have gotten that stuff someplace that,
Yes, that's true. It's true. But it's very important to rub shoulders with people of like mind, people who are like you and who get along with you, and you support one another basically. And
now,
when you're with those people, you feel positive energy. When you're with other people that you don't, those are the people you have to avoid. Avoid like the plague. Run away from them.
now, I was at my first job at the deli. I was standing behind the chicken machine fixing chickens and selling to somebody, and you walked in and said, "Here's the keys to your new car. I want to get you this car." And I was scared.
Oh yes, I remember that.
What happened? What happened after I was scared? What happened with the car?
Look, it was a time for you to be able to become independent. You were still, I don't know, 16 years old. You were a very young boy, but you were making money enough to be able to pay for a small car, which is what we got, and something that you could develop. But you didn't even have the self-confidence that you could do it. You said, "Mom, I don't think I can do this." I said, "Sure you can." And you do, and you will, and you did, by the way. You had to stretch your belief in yourself, which at the time was limited, like any child, and do what you were really able to do. You were sure you couldn't do it, but you did. And that was a stretch at that time.
Yeah, that was one of the first things that I just broke through the ceiling on and did. And
Right.
then I had to give up my car when I went to Gainesville because I lost my job.
Well,
Moved to college.
that's true. Yes, you weren't able to make the payments at the time anymore in the car. So I said, well, let's drop the car now, and you get another car later, which you did. I think a Fiero at one point.
Actually, I got Grandpa's car. You gave me Grandpa's car
Oh,
to finish
right.
college with, and then I graduated, bought a couple of cars, and then came down to see you, and I bought the Fiero, which what a fiasco car that was, but it was fun to drive.
Oh, gee.
A complete fiasco though, because it was never really worked right. I don't know how long it lasted, maybe only 5 or 6 years as a total model, but it's a real kind of cute car. It was a two-seater or a sports car. It was my little sports car that I had for myself. And so you even helped me get that. So thank you to that for that. So today we've got a lot of women in the workforce. They still have to have challenges. Some of them, well, not some, well, many women want to have careers and families. What are some of the things that you learned? You weren't always home, but you still raised a beautiful family. How did you do that?
Well, I don't know. I was involved in the local synagogue, which that's a community a community. What should I say? Resource. And it provides after school care, it provides special lessons, it provides all kinds of opportunities, trips around in the bus with a lot of other kids. There were things that you could do there. So having that as we call it a circle of support. The first circle of support is your family. And the second circle of support would be your church or your synagogue, whatever your connection would be. And, there's other circles like hospitals and governments and things like that. Those are all circles of support that people have. So I think I saw to it that my kids were enrolled in the religious school for the purpose of having that social support. And I do think it provided it. And I do think it benefited because my children all grew up uh, with a reverence and a commitment to their religion, which is very supportive of them. I think that was an important thing to be supported at that time.
Yes, it created an incredible level of spirituality and a knowingness and an understanding and a support system and kindness and a group of friends that I still have today and a
Right.
framework for me to interface with the world on a very productive basis. And it was the first place where I learned leadership. I became a leader in my youth group, and that was the first election that I ever won. And I was able to go travel the country on a bus and see all the different places and have different experiences, and still came home. And, it was a wonderful, positive place to grow up. I was surrounded by great friends. I really, really appreciated that. What's another lesson that you'd like to share with our audience that you've learned over the years that you think would be important for, we'll make it female specific now. What do you think are a couple of good lessons that the ladies can learn from you, Mom?
Oh gosh, that's kind of a
Very
difficult
open-ended. I apologize for being so open-ended.
difficult to answer that. But I just believe that you can teach by example much better than by standing and waving your finger and saying you got to do this way or whatever. So the best thing you can do is set a good example, and if you do, then the word is out, and the people you're trying to reach will get it. They get it by osmosis, I suppose. They don't realize, but they see what you're doing and they realize that this can be helpful and go on, and they absorb it into their own life. That's really what I think works.
Hey, Mr. Mendoza, you hear any of this for the first time, or have you heard it a couple of times before? Yeah, he's nodding in the background because he doesn't come on. He's like my secret pal here on the radio show, Mom. But
okay.
But these are the themes that we hit over and over and over and over again. And there's a reason why I hit these themes. It's because they work. Because they work. It's not just because I respect you. Everybody goes to therapy and has a therapist, and they talk to this person and they talk to that person. I'm lucky enough to have you every single day starting at 8 o'clock, where I go, "Hey, Mom," and you go, "Hello." That's how it starts. And it's just electric, "Hi, how you doing?" Usually I'm sitting there having coffee and it goes, "Whoa," So we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to wrap it up with Lolly Green, my mom. Great example. Take a look at me. She leads by example. Look what came out. And now I do the same thing for as many people as I can find, because just like her, I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals. And I'm going to do that now with Mr. Mendoza, who loves playing the commercials. So, hey, everybody, we're celebrating National Women's Week, National Women's Month. We're celebrating the ladies here on the show today with my mom, Lolly Green, who used to sell new and used cars. And, hey, that's a great transition to Warren Henry. Hey, Samantha Jacobson Wolf, who helps us out with all of our relationship with Warren Henry. I want to thank Samantha so much for everything she does. Thank you to Maytal Stark and all the other ladies at Warren Henry. The folks that work in accounting and bookkeeping with us, everybody at Warren Henry treats us like gold, like family. Hey, if you're looking to buy or lease a new car, you want to get every advantage that you can get. That's why you got to check out Warren Henry, Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar up at 151st and Biscayne. Down in the Keys, they sell all their great nameplates. Up in Gainesville, they sell Audis. What do all those cars have in common? Well, they're all great cars, and they all come with the Warren Henry Advantage. That means you get a whole long list of services, including complimentary loaner car, key replacement if you lose your key. They polish up your rims if you mess up your rims. Who doesn't mess up their rims? Come on, everybody. I'm going to go see them at Supercar Saturday. So they even, oh, goodness. So they even, Mom's getting to me. That's what's going on here. So they even, oh gosh, they're just great, okay? They're great. Join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
Hey, Hey, this is Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated. You know, a lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. We are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
You know, on today's show, we're honoring my mom and moms everywhere by doing that. I want to honor Rebecca Carlson and also Christy on her team, two moms that make me look better every single day. High five to Rebecca and high five to Christy. And hey, you want me to help you look better? You need some capital. You need to sell something. You need to buy something. You need to do a real estate deal. You heard my mom talk about activity. I'm the king of good activity. Call me. I can help you do whatever you need to do in commercial real estate. That's right. I am very wide and very deep. I'm raising capital. My gosh, I just raised $150 million for myself to go out and do a big project that we're going to talk about in the next couple of weeks. Not ready to announce it quite yet. So if you need capital and you need positive energy, give me a call and do it now. DM me. Why? Because whenever you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, today on Freed on Business, I'm honoring my mom, and by doing that, I'm honoring all the moms, all the ladies, my wife, all the women that are out there for International Women's Day yesterday, International Women's Week now, and International Women's Week, which I guess is another couple of weeks. I don't know, International Month. Being a guy, it's my role to really not know, and I'm sorry about that. But here's Mom. Hey, Mom, welcome back.
Yay, hello.
So how am I doing, Mom? Look at what you produced over here.
Oh, well, listen, I'm proud as punch. I'm very proud of you, all the things you've accomplished and the things I know you will do in the future. I look forward to seeing all of them.
Oh, you will. I promise you. You know, me and my mom, we get together on a regular basis. Mom used to work over at Mount Sinai, so you should drive by my house every week when she'd go to work, and we'd see each other every week. With the pandemic, I've moved away from where I used to live. She doesn't go to the work anymore, so we don't see each other as often. But we talk every day, twice a day, at around 8 in the morning, around 5. Sorry for interrupting your dinner every night, Mom. Then if the Marlins or Heat are playing, I get another one, or Dolphins, I get a Dolphin alert, a Heat alert, a Marlins alert. So she's my lady on all that stuff, and we get a lot of stuff to kibitz about, and it keeps us close, and it keeps us really young and fit. Now, this is the last segment, Mom, and what I really want to do is kind of look back and look forward. You know, you've given me a lot of great bromides. We went and talked about the positive affirmation cards that you've given me. We've talked about some of the positive life skills that you shared with me. We've talked about how you've set an example by your own actions on trying to be a better person and moving forward and helping the world be a better place. I want to talk about challenges. You know, you've had challenges. We all have challenges in life. When you're challenged, what are some of the things that you do to kind of support yourself emotionally and build yourself back up after you've been through a particularly dysfunctional time period?
Well, first thing you do is you freak out, you know, because something's come up and you just freak out. While you're freaking out, you know, you're really not able to do anything in that kind of a mode. But once you can calm yourself down, you have to look at the things that you've already accomplished as a guide to the fact that you're going to be able to accomplish whatever it is that's going on now, you know, the issue that's at hand. So you can then reassure yourself, because you know already from the past what you've been able to overcome. Then you know you have the strength and the capability to handle it. So you kind of have to then give yourself a little bit of a pat on the back and a boost and move yourself forward, because the only way to go is forward. You can't go back, and you can't erase the challenge. It's there, whatever it may be. It's there. It's happened, and you can't undo it. So you have to just, first of all, accept it. It is what it is, and then find ways, one by one by one, that you can work on getting it resolved. And you have to use your rational mind, because you have two sides to your mind. One is emotional, and the other one is rational. When you're dealing from the emotional side, you really can't function. That is not helpful to doing something, to getting something accomplished. You have to be rational, logical, and step by step, meaning you can't take on the whole thing. You have to take it on. We call it partializing. You partialize the problem into steps. So let's say something got flooded. I don't know, your car or something. First thing you do is try to figure out what's causing the flooding and stop it. That's the first step. And step two might be to dry out whatever got wet. And step three would be to avoid what it is in the future by doing whatever steps you have to do to not have that issue come up again. That's just a simple example, but you could apply that to any stressor or any issue that might manifest itself.
That's what I do. And I want to thank you for giving me all of that. First of all, I've now that I'm over 60,
Whoa!
I've learned that I can't emotionally respond in a way that I might want to. It just happened yesterday when I wanted to go to the gym. There was somebody up in the gym. They weren't wearing a mask. We won't go into what else they were doing. And it's a small enclosed room. So I just said, hey, when are you going to be done? And the person said, I'll be done in 15 minutes. So I came back in 15 minutes, and we all know that the person wasn't done. They said, I'll be back in 15 minutes. And now I'm up against the gun. I could have yelled. I could have screamed. I could have stamped my feet. I could have done what I really wanted to do, was call the person a dirty name. But instead I said, hey, no problem. I'll catch you around the building, and I'll try to come another time. Boy, oh boy, what a switch on me, huh, Mom?
That's a switch, because sometimes people lose their temper, and we won't say what happens, but that doesn't bring a good result. You think you're going to conquer whatever this trauma is by getting angry, but the reality is it makes it worse. So, getting angry and then flying off and saying something, and I won't say what, but something that's not respectful or not, not logical, it only makes matters worse, and it doesn't change the other person. So or the other, whatever's going on, you have to just take a step backward is really what you have to do.
You know what else?
Control your emotional mind, because you can't, like I said before, you can't really be successful using your side of your personality that's emotional. That doesn't work.
You know what I like to do? I like to make sure that there's specific family events and things that we can look forward to that become tradition. One of the things that my mom and I do every season is we like to go to one of the day games at the Marlins. All the guys in my ticket group, they never want the day games. And the day games are really good for me and Mom. It fits into her schedule, and we wait for all the little kids to go in, so it's an easier ingress and egress. And then we go. And you go, and there's all kinds of screaming, and there's the little kids, and there's all kinds of fun and colors. And that's where we took our picture that I used on the post today, where we're both wearing our Marlins hats. It's really kind of fun. So, Mom, I really do appreciate you taking all the time out with the coaching that you give me, with the beautiful food that you cook for me, with the example that you set for me, with the unconditional love that you give me. And more than anything else, I want to thank you for giving me the beautiful brother and sister and nieces and nephews that have come from all that. You're a really special person, Mom. I really love you. You're my power broker. You're my leader. You're my source of real inspiration and kindness. And I really want to thank you for everything. This is our wrap up. Is there any message that you'd like to send out there to anybody, the ladies, your nieces, your nephews, your sons, your daughters, anybody? This is your time, Mom. It's all yours.
Oh, gee, no, I just want to encourage them to continue moving forward in whatever track they're on, because each one has their own personality and their own track. And I'm talking about grandchildren, of course. My daughter is a grown woman, like you're a grown man, but the grandchildren are, they're just starting out in their lives in college. There's two of them, and another one is a mom herself. So, but those are the things that they do, and they're doing them well. So I give them kudos on that, and I'm not going to do anything more but encourage them and support them in their endeavors.
And how about a message to your great grandson, Leo?
Oh, golly, he's really something. I just want to see him walk and talk. He's at the level now where he's just starting those things, and it's interesting and fun to see. I see him on FaceTime, and that's a wonderful thing. I watch the development, and I see everyday changes in him. You know, changes where he gets better coordination with his hands. He tries to work with buckles, and do things that he can do. Feed himself with his own spoon. Yeah, it's really cute, and I enjoy that a lot.
Well, Mom, I enjoy a lot of things too. We've had a beautiful life together. It's been a beautiful ride. It's not over.
I hope not.
We've got great things to do today and down the road. And I know that you're going to go and have a beautiful time up in Atlanta with the family. I'll get up there as soon as this pandemic stuff recedes. I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. Excuse me.
Whoa, my goodness. Yes, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
You know, what can I tell you, Mom? Sorry if I blew out your headset there, Mr. Mitchell. I want to thank everybody for joining me. It's been a wonderful show. I want to thank Rebecca Carlson for giving me the idea to interview my mom for International Women's Week. I'm surrounded by incredible, amazing, powerful women. One of the women that we haven't talked about today is the biggest, most inspirational person I know, and that's my wife, Vivian. It's impossible to talk about the strength that she demonstrates every single day. And I've seen her at her peak as a publisher of that business magazine where she was a publisher, and she's achieved incredible goals in the business world. And now she inspires me every single day. So to all the women out there in my life, I want to thank you all. I want to thank my niece that's running for governor in the state of Florida. Something I could never even imagine. What a dream. I want to thank my sister who's raising that little great grandson. I want to thank my niece for having the great grandson. I want to thank you, Mom. I want to thank you for giving me life and for the guidance that you've given me throughout that life. It's impossible for me to say how much you mean to me. Words
Wow.
just not adequate.
Thank you.
With that, I love you, Mom.
Thank you. Thank you.
With that, I turn it over to Mr. Mendoza.